Okay. Hello. Welcome to a rather bizarre live calming anxiety. What's the time in the morning now?
It is 1:43 a.m.
1:43 a.m. in the morning. I'm just going to do this to sync these for the podcast later on. There we go. And start my watch. So I'm Martin from Calming Anxiety, and next to me is Andy on a treadmill doing a 24-hour marathon, stupid run. But we're going to walk for a minute, raising funds for Chemo Hero, which is a local charity in North Devon, which provides these wonderful box of goodies to help people going for chemotherapy. We're going to talk about Andy's journey, why he's here, and all the other amazing things that he's been up to whilst we walk. And hopefully this will work perfectly. Might be a lot of ums. Let me just get my miles in on my watch. Hang on. And we go. Lovely. Oh, this is going to be one of the more interesting podcasts I've ever done, Andy.
Well, walking just sounds like a really good idea right now.
So, okay, it's 1:30 in the morning. When did you start?
So, 10 a.m. yesterday.
So, 15 hours
Yeah.
so far. Quick maths there.
Yeah. Your maths is better than mine this morning.
I'm just going to make sure. Oops, this one's working. Let me just turn this one on. There's so many gadgets, and I've already lost a bit. I'm just going to find
It's
it.
down over there.
It's just down over there. Excuse me, everybody. So, this is another mic, which is my other DJI camera. There we go. Let's start at the beginning. Andy's had testicular cancer. How did you find out about that, Andy?
Well, I think like all us men, we're pretty bad at checking ourselves, aren't we? I mean,
Yeah.
when did you last go down to the pub and say to your mates over a pint, hey, I've just had a feel of mine, when did you feel yours?
Yeah,
We never do we?
we don't.
No.
We don't. We just, I think we let ourselves down compared to women where breast cancer is up there in the eye. No one's embarrassed. I don't know a single female friend who's ever been embarrassed about checking their breasts.
No, I agree.
But I know every single male friend of mine who would go, oh, no, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about that.
And I'd come back from a run and I'd watched a TV program with one of our sons just a couple of weeks before. And they were having a bit of a laugh around about things, and they were talking about, checking yourself, prostate cancer and testicular cancer, that sort of thing. And I was in the shower one June day after a pretty hot run, and I thought, do you know what, I probably should do that. I was 48 years old, I don't think I ever had. And I noticed that one of them, my left hand testis, was about the size of a marble and had gone rock solid. And I thought, well, that's kind of not normal. So fast forward through scans and appointments, within around about 10 days, I was on the operating table having an orchidectomy, so I had it removed. And then just a few weeks after that, I had chemotherapy down at Exeter.
Just from talking to your friends, and in 10 days, you've discovered it. And that's it. We need to get more guys into it. I know when you did a 50k treadmill run in the shopping centre,
I did.
you have those young lads there. We've got from uni.
Yeah, so we had one from Bournemouth and one from Cardiff, I think.
Oh, was it? Right.
And that was the Oddballs Foundation. I've done some fundraising for them.
Yeah.
The Oddballs Foundation do a fantastic outreach program in schools and colleges. So they have university ambassadors. The ambassadors have to apply for the role and go through an interview process. They then go into schools and colleges to do a presentation and just create the right environment around normalising the conversation about testicular cancer, because it is a young man's cancer. It is the typical age group is between about 15 and 35.
Oh wow.
Now, let's have a think about your audience.
Yeah.
How many have got teenage sons?
Yeah.
Probably quite a few.
Yeah.
How many have spoken to their teenage sons about testicular cancer?
Yeah.
Very, very few in reality. So they do a great outreach program, and I will continue to support them.
I have to say, I just thought, if the guy's in a relationship with a partner, that partner is probably more intimately aware
Yeah.
of what they are. Because even when a guy's active, he's still not going to be examining his testicles.
So, and it should be something we do every single month as a matter of routine.
Right, just going to get the help. Excuse me. Can you swap boxes? Andy's up at half now. She's been walking a lot too. So, after your surgery, how long was the chemo? And how did that go?
Chemotherapy is tough. I had a round of chemotherapy which was really intense. It totally destroyed my immune system was the idea. That was to try and remove any cancerous cells that they may be lurking anywhere within the body. And it was tough, you know. I think leading up to the chemotherapy, you think, okay, well, it's chemotherapy, I don't know what to expect. Actually sitting there in the chair, having the chemo nurses with you, going through, checking all your vitals, and making sure that actually you're fit enough, you're okay enough to take the treatment, and then being hooked up, is a realisation that it's a pretty serious thing I was about to do. And no matter how many friends and family you've got around you, fantastic family around me, it is a lonely and a really frightening time. And I've been left with side effects from it as well. I've got group activities, which is a known side effect of drugs that they can leave for me. So it's a constant reminder.
Don't get me started about tinnitus. I had my first, it'll get taken off YouTube if I mention how I got tinnitus. But, maybe around the 2021 period when people, got to be careful on that one. So I feel for you there. But also, one of my old school cohorts, Alison, she's having chemo at the moment, so shout out to you. Good luck with that. And I think we all know, they say that 1 in 50% of us will have cancer. In my family, there was me, my sister and brother. 2 of us had it, and sadly my brother's no longer here. Although, caveat that with his lifestyle is chain smoking, borderline functioning, alcoholic, didn't help. But for someone like you, because you were running before this, weren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
So what sort of running distance were you doing?
I was doing up to marathon distance before I had cancer.
Yeah.
I was pretty fit, pretty healthy. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I lead a healthy lifestyle, I eat salads.
Right. Full disclosure, I know carnivore lifestyle, salads. Plants don't want to be eaten. But let's not fall out about this to my audience, and we all choose our own lifestyle. I do mine because mine totally reversed my diabetes and other health issues. But yeah, you're a healthy guy, so you must have been thinking, that's not bad. When you get someone like yourself, you do that. So you're doing up to marathon distance. Since then, so did you join Chemo Heroes and then the long distance naturally took over? Or did that happen?
No, so the decision to change came while I was in recovery. So I spent a lot of time after the operation in bed, painful, after the chemotherapy was pretty much wiped out. And I made the decision, you can go one of 2 ways. You can either wallow in it, what you're going through, or I decided to go the other way and say, actually I'm going to use it as an opportunity. I'm going to use made the decision that I would support other people that were going through it. And just a few weeks, well, not a few weeks of training, for a few months before I was diagnosed, I was mid-training for a run from Western Bow up here in North Devon to Land's End on the southwest coast of Ireland. It's over a few days, 170 miles. And I was doing that to raise money for the Alzheimer's Society and the Young Person's Mental Health Charity Young Minds. But I had to postpone that, despite the fact I tried to negotiate with the consultant. I said, you know, can we actually postpone this until after September once I've done the run? It's a flat no. But it was after I recovered and I came back from running, I made the transition into ultra and endurance running. And I designed, because I designed this 24-hour treadmill run with the sole purpose to support others that are going through tough times.
It's I love it when I meet people like yourself who turn adversity into something really beneficial. Those that know my journey have realised I've done it, but I'm now embarking on interviewing many people again who've gone chaos to calm, amazing losses to sacrament charities. And I think it then gives us purpose to remain healthy. But, so you're doing this 24 hours, and I'd like to point out, purely from my own selfishness, I'm actually walking faster than Andy at the moment, because you run insane amounts. I know I do my long distance jogs on this machine at the moment, but mine is so slow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on, I think the board behind me tells me I'm about 90k already today. I knew the treadmill was going to be much harder than running on the road or running on the trail that kind of distance. You know, I do 100k ultras and whilst they're tough, actually this is significantly harder. I knew it was going to be because it was a very static position. The treadmill was very unforgiving. You don't really have any spring or bounce that trail was doing around us. And I have found the 2 or 3 times harder than running on the trail.
Wow. That gives me hope, because I'd like to do a 50k up later this year. Just got to get out. Although I was really inspired last year when you did your 50k in the shopping centre. Once I recovered from this stupidity of running, it's been 10k most days this week. I think I'll do one at the end of February to see how I go. So I think even if I knock it off 1 year, I'll still be happy for my next wedding. So as I said, anyone who's watching this later, or when the podcast is edited and comes out, please do go on the link for Chemo Hero. No matter where you are, you pay in dollars, it doesn't matter, just donate. Is it on a Just Giving page or a...
They have their own company that I think are really huge that they're teamed up with. So a very similar platform to Just Giving. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got running friends around the world who've been very generously donated. So it doesn't matter what your local currency is, it's perfectly acceptable, secure platform to do it on.
What's in the boxes? Because you've raised enough so far, you said 27 boxes.
Yeah, about 26, 27 boxes. So the boxes themselves, and my wife who's just behind us here, and I and my son were with Chemo here at Packing just last week. They were designed by Lisa Wallace, who was the founder. Lisa was diagnosed with breast cancer just before her 30th birthday. She lived with cancer for about 9 years. She very sadly passed away in 2021. And Rob, her husband, continues to the charity along with a fantastic group of trustees. The box was designed by Lisa while she was receiving chemotherapy to just make the journey that little bit better for when you've navigated that cancer through the path. And there are items in there, and one of the most important items is a digital thermometer, a digital thermometer, and that's That's recommended. You know, when you have chemotherapy, because your immune system takes quite a significant hit, and if you get exposed to viruses or any other bugs, that can be pretty devastating for you. So you're told to take the temperature all the time. They're an expensive bit of kit.
They are. So I'd just like to interject that. I was a paramedic for 22 years. Some of the basic training for even the newbies that come in now, they are emergency care assistants. Anyone who's on chemo, temperature is crucial because they become very ill very quickly. So if you do have a family friend, loved one or anyone, and they're feeling a bit more under the weather than they were once they had the chemo, temperature crucial, anything that's spiked. Even, I know we struggle for timings in the ambulance service in the UK at the moment. It's not a political issue, that's a big thing. Just get them in the car and get them to hospital, right? That one's important.
And within the box, there are other great things. Lisa always said that the world can be sorted out over a cup of tea with a friend.
Yeah.
So there are sweet tea bags in there from a local company. And what a lovely thing to put in.
That is beautiful. Yeah, and, you know, so my best friend, he popped round yesterday after he finished work, 2 o'clock, and we just sit there at my kitchen table. He has black coffee, I have a hot chocolate, a keto one as well, and we just put the water on. That is such a thoughtful idea.
It's fantastic. And the value of box, if you were to go out and buy everything that's in there, is around about 160 or 170 pounds.
Well, it's just doubled because it's now got an hour's worth of meditation, mindfulness and hypnotherapy for calming anxiety. I just thought, get that plug in. But when it was Rob, was it? So Rob, whose wife passed away, we got chatting because he had heard about, well, he had a Christmas tree up in our local church.
Oh, yes.
I think they've won, pushing me into 4th place with my calming anxiety tree. And he got speaking to the organiser, who just happens to be my neighbour. So calming anxiety has been donating. Because I think there's a lot to be said for mindfulness and that approach within this sector. I know when I had my almost insignificant cancer, which needed a little bit more work than we first thought. My own sons defined it that I was just so calm about it. And I too was healthy, although I have to say, this is a good education point. I got mine because I was a lifeguard. In the summer of '85, everyone commented, I know I have a red nose, but it got burnt really badly, and that's where the skin cancer came, and then it went fairly deep very quickly. I think how we cope with it defines how we are. And being competitive, I'm just annoyed that you're more focused and competitive than me.
I don't know, I've seen you running on the treadmill quite a lot recently.
There's not a lot of running, it's a very slow job. I do marvel, I was next to someone who was on that one 2 days ago. She's really petite, she's getting back into running, but she was at the 10k pace, and I was only at 8. I'm like, oh my God. I've got to lose quite a bit more weight. So how many K do you think you'll have got done? What have you predicted? I know you slowed down.
Yeah, I've slowed it down. You know, tiredness and all the body to recover a bit from presentation from here.
Yeah.
What will I probably produce? Somewhere around 100, maybe 130k, somewhere in that region. And it was never about distance, because I think I was saying to you earlier on, when I was speaking to my dad on a video call earlier on, he said, you can run faster, but it's not going to get you 24 hours any quicker.
No.
So he's absolutely right. It's about this, it's about inspiring others, and the number of messages I've had clearly with a lot of inspiration or a huge amount of support. But to be able to so far raise for 26 o'clock is just fantastic. And 26 people that have that possibility to make a massive difference as they go into it.
That's brilliant. So I know I haven't got the link on the live stream right now, But you could always Google chemo hero, kindness of the box, which I just love because everyone who listens to the podcast knows the strap line at the end of every show is be kind. They've actually got this pot of honey in there.
They do.
Which has be kind on it.
That's
Which,
right.
when I edit it, that will be the thumbnail. Or if
If you want to, I've got a website which is running westwoodhome.co.uk. Westwood Home being a place up here in North Devon, so running Westwood Home.
is that with the exclamation mark on it in the?
It hasn't got the exclamation in it. And that's got about this one, it's got about the other things I do as well. But it has a link directly to the fundraising page, so a really easy way to access that.
So Andy's got a very regularly updated Instagram account as well, which is running Westwood Hope. But as he said, you can go on his website. But all the links will be here later on in the week. This podcast will go up Monday on Spotify and Apple as well. I'll speak to you about any other links that we can have. And I might jog. Go on then. I've got to keep walking. I've got to get 2 miles. And that's it.
2 miles, at this time of the morning, what are we now? 4 minutes past 2 in the morning, that's pretty good going, isn't it?
No, it's not. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited about coming in here, to support you, to have a chat. I don't think I'll make a habit of 2 in the morning podcast.
No, I don't think I'm going to make a habit of 2 in the morning on the treadmill very often.
No. So what's your next big goal then? After you've recovered from the enormity of this, what goal have you got for 2024?
I've got a few events already in the diary. I've got, we're going to be doing a 50k self-designed run around London. We'll be a 50k donut run London, visiting 21 donut stores along the way.
Just carbs. Just evil
I might not eat in everyone. And then I've got the London Bright 100k, that's May.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Beautiful route, did that last year. It starts at Richmond, Oldgate Park in Richmond, finishes at the racecourse in Brighton. So 2 really good venues. Crosses the North Downs and the South Downs, so you've got a bit of lovely stuff in the middle.
I did the bike ride there once, but I did it when we just got into mountain biking. I'm not really sure. We were dirty. But that would be, I can imagine that.
The route is beautiful. I really enjoyed it last year, and the camaraderie between everybody is fantastic. It's more than just 100k. There are, you can select to do a 50k, the first 50, you can select to do the back 50, you can do 100 across 2 days with the camping option overnight, you can do a 25k, you can do a 10k version. So it's a really inclusive ultra. I do the 100k straight through. And actually I carried the names of those that have been touched or affected by cancer on my back. So I put a post in the group to do with the ultra itself. I carried about 100 names printed out on my back, and I met so many of those that suggested a name for my backpack. And I will do that again this year.
That's really nice. But I think if I use the word I don't like my clients using, I try not to use the word F because it has a hint of negativity that you doubt it. So I want to do an unsupported 50k rather than doing it on the North Devon Target Trail.
Well, that's a beautiful place to run.
We are spoiled, we really are. And then I'd like to do north to south running over Dartmoor, do the 50k back. So much to do. But this time next week, so a week's time, I'm out to New York and I've got to do a park run around Central Park.
You have, and I'm looking forward to seeing your posts for that.
I still have a YouTube channel. I don't post to it. I took it that I thought I was going to build it up before, but I'm not a runner. Even though this month I've run for 200 bloody miles.
You're out.
It is strange. So for people with any health issues, I don't like running, or I didn't, and I took it out to get rid of back pain. I've realised, some bizarre way once, I was in here doing my weights, and I thought best warm up. Jogged on here and got rid of my back pain. But more than that, for anyone with mental health problems and anxiety, it really helps me focus and stuff. This last month of running every day, my focus and pain has gone right through. Brilliant. Although not at 7 in the morning.
No, I think I probably prefer to be asleep. No.
Yeah, same here. So anyway, Andy, thanks. I'm going to wrap the chat up, but I'm going to do some running. Like I say, if you're watching now or come across this at some point, even if it's only $1 or £1 or even less, I realise the economy of scale around the planet, which is lovely that I have this reach. Just a small amount helps. If 1,000 people listened to the podcast and everyone gave $1, for us in the UK that'd be £800. That'd buy a lot of boxes.
Well, that's about another 10 boxes.
Another 10
That's
boxes.
another 10 people on their first cancer-free run. They're going to make a massive difference.
Just spreading that word of kindness and just helping someone you will never meet, you will never know. Which is lovely. My OCD is kicking in now. I'm on 25 minutes and I've got to do this now until it's 25 minutes and 25 seconds because I love the shape of numbers. That shows how bad my numerical OCD is. Which normally, listeners, I run with a towel over the screen.
I was saying to someone earlier, I wish you had a little flip that comes over the screen which you can see the numbers.
Not just that, I always like to be positive, but should the designer of the Star Trek treadmill be listening, when you design your next one, please don't put a stop button where my tummy is, because there's nothing worse than hitting that stop button in the middle of a run.
It does stop you very quickly.
It does stop me. It's like, whoa. I'm just going to jump off the stop. So thank you for listening and watching, and if you can, please donate. Bizarrely, no one's watching live right now.
No one.